show, UFC 226 just happened. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty good. Um, Honestly, didn't watch the prelims, just CBA to be honest. Actually, no, I did watch some of them. I did watch the Paulo Costa fight. That was very cool. Paulo Costa knocking out Uriah Hall. I have a lot of faith in that bloke because he knocked out Johnny Hendricks as well. I know, obviously, they say, oh, Johnny Hendricks, it was when it was literally like his last fight or whatever, but still, he still beat the bloke and he beat Uriah Hall, so he's proved himself as a top contender, well, a good contender, a threat in the middleweight division by beating Uriah Hall. Um, what else? Yeah, watched Michael Chiesa versus Pettis. That was really good. Even though Chiesa didn't look that good, Pettis looked very, very, on point. Like I say, I think it was Dominic Cruz said on the commentary table, he looked like the Anthony Pettis of the old days, WEC, doing crazy flying kicks and all that cool shit. And yeah, I was very happy for him. And it was a bit of a statement for him to win as well, because most of the fighters who have not made weight, for example, Chiesa didn't make weight, the fighter wins who didn't make weight because they've got more weight on them. But this time Pettis won. The only time they it's been like seven different occasions when they haven't. Well, I think 8 or 9 different occasions. But on 7 of those occasions, the person who didn't make weight won usually. And the only times it wasn't, they didn't win. The people who didn't make weight was obviously this fight and Romero versus Whitaker as well. And to be honest, in that fight, a lot of people think it should have been a draw or Romero should have won. So yeah, but anyway, forget about that stuff. I'm just happy Pettis won. I'm happy for him. He's just brilliant. I've been a big fan of his for ages. He's just a beast. So yeah, Mike Perry versus Paul Felder. Yeah, I mean Mike Perry's lost his last fight against Max Griffin, so and didn't he lose another one as well recently? I don't know. But that one was, yeah. I mean, Paul Felder's like a lightweight, so you sort of expected Mike Perry to win, really. If Mike Perry couldn't beat some bloke who's a lightweight, then what's he doing, But yeah, Perry's cool, he's sick, he's very funny personality, he's not a fake, this is really who he is. So yeah, pretty cool. Oh yeah, oh, I know the next fight I'm going to talk about, sadly, and I'm not looking forward to it because it is a pile of crap. I don't like slagging off fighters or anything, but the thing is, with these sorts of fights, these big fights that we hype up loads, they end up falling flat on their face. They end up being complete shite. Like look at Darren Till versus Thompson. Even though I personally enjoyed watching it because it was it was a chess match. It was a stand-up battle. It was 5 rounds of just intelligence and technique and whatever, and that was good. But we thought it would be a bit more of a slugfest. It doesn't matter, I liked watching a technique fest and whatever. It was sick. But the problem with this is nothing happened. I thought Ngannou, because he was coming out with it in Southpaw, I thought, oh cool, he's learnt to fight Southpaw, now he's going to confuse Lewis. But he barely did anything. I think it was Joe Rogan said on the commentary after the fight had finished, it was like because Ngannou, he's only done MMA for like 5, 6, 7 years or whatever, and he was fighting like someone who'd only done it for 5 years. But before, he was fighting like someone who'd done it their whole life. He was just a beast. So yeah, that was just very disappointing. It's our fault for hyping the fight, really. Yeah, Lewis, even though Lewis won the decision, he wasn't too happy with it being a boring fight. He even said before, if the fight's a load of crap, then he doesn't deserve a title shot. So who knows what will happen next. Yeah, I just wish more happened, to be honest. I understand what both guys were trying to do. They didn't want to get hit because both of them were so powerful. They just didn't want to get knocked out. But, it's just, I don't know, they should have just gone for it a bit more at the end of the day. But yeah, that fight was just very disappointing. But like I say, it's all the fans' fault for hyping it up too much, in my opinion. Now on to the main event, the super fight that only lasted a round. To be honest, I'm not a Stipe fanboy or anything. Even though I preferred him to win, I didn't mind whoever won. I'm happy for whoever, Part of me wanted DC to win because everything that happened with Jones, and the part of me wanted Stipe to win because he's just a straight up humble bloke. And the way Stipe handled losing, he was just like, I don't care, I'm not bothered. They kept asking him question after question, and the reporters digging a little bit deeper, and he's like, I don't care, I'm not bothered. They're asking who do you think will win out of DC and Brock. He's like, I'm not bothered, I don't care. And then they asked him some other stuff, like, how do you feel about losing? Is it disappointing? And he was like, losing sucks, but he's happy to go back to his wife and daughter, and he's not getting upset about it. At the end of the day, he's looking at things in perspective, which I really respect. And I did feel bad for him, but he's taking it on the chin. And the thing is, and he's not using, he hasn't said this is what the fans have said and all that, and I think this as well, DC's eye poke. Now the thing is, I want to get into a bit of detail about this because DC lunged forward with the eye poke, and before that eye poke happened, the fight was sort of in Stipe's favour. After the eye poke, DC was doing a lot better, so it sort of discredits DC's win, in my opinion. I know DC's 39, he's a smaller bloke and he hasn't fought heavyweight, so it's brilliant that he managed to knock Stipe out and what have you. And I was like, whoa! But then I watched it back and I thought that eye poke looked really intentional, because like take a John Jones eye poke for example, he and obviously he pokes people, he moves his hands a bit because of using his reach, but he doesn't literally lunge forward. DC actually lunged forward into Stipe's eye, and even though he could see Stipe's eye was hurt and he probably knew that he poked him in the eye, he was still walking forward, and the ref was like, no, 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 and he nearly kicked Stipe in the head. So it makes you wonder, was that intentional? And in all honesty, if I was at gunpoint, I would say yes, that was intentional, and DC is a cheater in my personal opinion. I think I like to think it wasn't intentional, but it just looked really intentional in my opinion. And who knows? He might have got that shot anyway in the clinch. He might have got that brilliant right hand in the clinch anyway. But DC having to lunge forward and eye poke, it sort of discredits the win. Like DC goes on about Jones being a cheater and eye poke and blah blah all this nonsense, but DC's no better. At the end of the day, you have to use an eye poke and all that. Because the thing is, they even say don't stick your fingers out. You have to keep your hands in. They need to do something about this because people can just use this to their advantage. But like I say, I'm not trying to discredit DC or anything. I'm just saying that he's a cheater. He had to use the eye poke. He discredited his own win at the end of the day. But I'm happy for DC because, he did well. He beat a fucking heavyweight champ. But a bit annoyed that he had to cheat. And to be honest, I am looking forward to Lesnar, man. Lesnar's a fucking legend, bro. Like, he just came in. Ngannou's a piece of shit. Miocic is a piece of shit. DC, I'm coming for you, motherfucker. Some cool WWE shit, man. It's just amazing. I love it. So yeah, 226, pretty good. Good bits and bad bits, pretty shocking. Bit of cheating, who cares? DC versus Lesnar, it will be brilliant. I want Lesnar to win, but in all honesty, I know it's a prediction video for another time because obviously rumours are that's going to be at 2:30. But I'll just tell you what I think now for a laugh. Then I'll obviously say in the UFC 2:30 predictions video if it goes down. Lesnar's 42, DC's 39. Lesnar's only had like what? 8 MMA fights. This will be his 9th. DC's had a crap ton of MMA fights and he's done this his whole life. So and whenever Lesnar's come against top competition like Alistair Overeem and Cain Velasquez, he has got destroyed. He even got destroyed against not destroyed, but he got beat by Frank Mir in his first fight. So personally, I think DC will reckon, but I would like Lesnar to win. And I know what you're all saying. Lesnar's a drug cheat. At least he doesn't poke people in the eye all the time, and at least it's not in the most important fight ever. So yeah. Like I say, but still fair play to DC. Stipe took the loss on the chin like a man. Even though DC's a cheater, it is what it is. It's whatever, he could have still landed that shot anyway. So yeah, disappointed with DC, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching. See you.